Yo, hey, welcome back to the letter. So yeah, chapter 3, Zach. Let's start it. The pleasant aroma hits me long before I cross the threshold. Oh my god. Faint but light and warm, a reminder of what home is. Pa's stern but commanding gaze, Ma's tender smile, the sunlight filtering through the eaves in the morning. And the distinct smell of cinnamon and vanilla as it drifts through the air every time something cooks from the room. The room, our room, Ma and Pa's pride and joy. My sister and I too eventually. We weren't allowed there. Not yet. Not until we're taller or older. Not until we learn how to take care of ourselves and not to burn our hands or reach the carpet without having to be lifted.
But a little peek wouldn't hurt, yeah?
The floorboards are colder than my feet, more than it usually is. The walls are more forbidding than what I'm used to. Further and further the room goes. Ma singing C's and Pa's.
No, please wait! I'll be good! I'll sleep on time! Don't go!
I can't hear Pa. Ho 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 ho. What the fuck? Holy shit. Goddamn. Not above the rackets clanging and deafening roar of gunshot, nor the scream replacing the comforting soft melodies. There's only blinding fear. When my foot slips, the Red Sea catches me. It's bitter and frigid, but the blood that drips in my hand is warm, warm, warm. It ain't my blood. The walls tumble and everything goes quiet. Holy shit, what the hell? Where am I? It takes a few more moments for everything to fall into place, for my eyes to adjust to the relative darkness of the room. Despite the pleasant chill the AC brings, my shirt is clinging to me tightly, and my blanket is tangled mess around my throat. Morning has not even arrived yet, and yet...
Way too early for this thing, man.
And too long. Too long since I woken up drenched in my own sweat, head littered with thoughts that are gone as soon as my eyes open. All too often, my only imprints and brief images are left to haunt me for the rest of the day or until my mind forgets about it. God, whichever comes first. Yet vivid or not, what little can I remember does not matter. Regardless of the desperation sticks clawing up and pushing, urging me to relieve every moment and sensation, and there's a twinkle in Ma's eyes when she looks up from her work, flour dusting her nose and cheeks. There's only the scent of freshly baked bread wafted from the oven as soon as Pa opens it, and the homely fragrance of honey fills the room. He reaches up to wipe the small beads of sweat away from his forehead before gesturing me to come closer the moment he spots me in my little hiding place behind the door. I expect him to be angry, but his pat on my back when I come within his arm reach is encouraging enough. We'll have to taste these before we put out for sale tomorrow. You're for it? Little man, is it good enough? A note cuts through the air before I can answer. Sharp, heavy, demanding, familiar. So distantly familiar. Ma ushers me out of the kitchen when Pa moves down to her. But I know what waits outside. The taste of blood in my mouth sends an unpleasant churning in my gut. Ma's aprons wrinkle under my tight grip. Something snaps back into place. My bed remains in an utter disarray. The walls still need a new paint job, and the wall clock ticking opposite my bed is as unsettling as ever. Ash is right. I should have already replaced what I have. That when I had the chance.
You're no longer there, Zachary. Here and there are miles apart. Calm down. Breathe.
The pressure of my finger against my temple is as welcome sensation over anxiety is gripping me. It really never did anything to stave off the headache. Sure to follow after this before, but it never grounds me. A little reminder of what I am, safe, away from the place I once called home for mine past. The urgency of each rap that follows finally chases away the ghost turning to hang around. Why anyone thinks a good idea to knock at someone's door at this rate confuses me. Nana would chase them all away with a broom if she was here. But no matter, it's a welcome break from the thought about to take a morbid turn if left festering. It's probably just Ash anyway, looking for a place to crash. Wonder of wonders why he's borrowing with the courtesy when he never did so before. Even with that hunch, though, habit compels me to check who it is first through the peephole. Better safe than sorry, they say. Except the person that greets me on the other side ain't him. Oh boy, that doesn't sound good. Unless his hair grew longer overnight and started wearing a ponytail, of course, which I highly doubt will happen anytime soon, no matter how funny that looks in my head. I got a bad feeling about this.
Isabella.
Oh, it's Isabella. Ah. There's something I can't unique pinpoint her eyes when she looks up. A face polished shade, a shoulder tense, breathing heavy and uncontrollably shaking in her hands trying to hold back. Hide if I didn't know any better.
Hey, Zach. Sorry, I know it's weird for me to show up at this hour, but you were the closest to my office, and...
No, it's perfectly fine. I'm not really working on anything right now. Do you want to come in?
Is it all right? I know you should be sleeping at this hour, but I thought... I'm sorry, I just thought... I have no idea why I went here. My feet just moved on their own after I got out of the office, and... Sorry.
She trails off, her voice lost in the muggy night air. I wait for her to say more, but instead, her only response is a downward shift of her gaze. Back to her still trembling hands, as if the motion alone is enough of an explanation. A minuscule gesture. Easy to miss if one's not paying attention. But for someone who hasn't been seen the same expression to on the mirror, done the same thing too many times when the night terror are inevitable, it is not.
Hey, don't worry about it. At least you not. Ash just barges in and crashes on the couch whenever he feels like it. I swear that guy is one fine hairline away from being a criminal.
Without waiting for her answer, I step away from the door and saunter over the kitchenette. For a few good seconds, only the clink of the plates can be heard above the constant tick-tock. Late as is for a snack, emotion keep me occupied, steering my mind away from dangerous thoughts. Isabella's company is not unwelcome either. Whatever her reasons for showing up at such an hour doesn't matter. I'll be damned if I turn her away, frazzled as she is. The door clicks shut behind her when she finally enters, feet scuffling softly against the tile floor. In all the years I've known her, she has never once lost her ever upbeat spirit. Yet in this particular moment, as she stands in my doorway, holding her arms close to herself, it is as if someone completely withdrawn from the person I've known all these years.
Do you want to drink or eat anything? I haven't restocked my food stash yet, so ingredients may be a bit limited. But I'm sure I can whip something up with what I have here.
Just water will do, please. Thanks, Zach.
What? No additional food requests? That's new. I'll put something together for you anyway. Feel free to make yourself at home. You ain't exactly a new visitor here. Although my room's not at its most presentable right now. Sorry. New freelance gigs and such. Didn't have time to fix things up here lately.
It's okay. I don't mind.
Usually, she has something more to say about that. A quip, a witty remark to provoke a laughter or two. Nothing from her this time. Only a weak smile before she takes a seat on the couch, and a silence that stretches out until what we have left hanging feels disconcerting. Before everything turns stifling and awkward, I continue talking, if only to keep the dead at bay. How is one supposed to keep a conversation going when the person you're talking to is like this?
Anyway, Gigs, can you believe this one client we got? Boss had all my scheduled shoots shifted after they caught wind of this couple buying a new property. Man, must be nice to have all the money in the world. The world itself moves for you, huh?
She curled up on the one side of the couch, hugging her knees close when I bring a tray carrying the sandwich and the water she requested. She starts straightening up as I'm unloading the content, but pauses as soon as I hold up my hand in a halting gesture.
You're a guest. Didn't I say you're free to make yourself at home? Here's your water. Careful.
The tremor in her hands, though lighter now, still hasn't subsided when she reaches out for the glass. I give her a questioning look, but she's quick to avert her eyes, keeping herself occupied by taking a small gulp of water. Or maybe she just doesn't want me asking questions. Worry. The sudden loss for words is this bout of quiet not normally present in our chats. Even the creaking of old chair when I usually casually take the seat is a welcome break. Although the company is familiar, this has gone way past unnerving.
What happened? Overtime at work?
She doesn't answer immediately. Another gulp drains her glass of its remaining content. One would think it's enough to help her recover, but yet she doesn't lose her taut grip on the glass as she cradles on her lap. Her eyes take an unfocused gaze when she speaks again.
Yeah. Boss handed me extra work today. After what happened to Rose.
Rose? Why do I feel like you've mentioned her before? Sorry, I'm better with remembering faces than names.
She was my coworker. That will take some getting used to. I was just talking to her the other day.
Was? Did she resign or something? I think I'm missing a few details here, Bella.
Oh, Zach.
You've never met her. I think I did mention her once or twice. It doesn't matter. You probably heard her name recently from the news than me.
Something clicks then. A memory from the night before. A bright red light from the dark room. A strong odor of the stop path to the television's barely audible murmur in the background. The glimpse of the bloody room. The news is everywhere, even in the morning that follows. I just didn't think its effect would strike someone this close to me.
Oh, damn. I didn't mean to bring that up.
No, like I said, it'll take some getting used to, but it'll get better. I hope it will. Things might become a little busier for me, though. She left a lot of things unfinished, and I'm one of the few people in the office who knows how she works. Boss thinks the transition will be easier if I handle it.
That explains it. Well, just don't forget you still need rest. Even the most hard-working people I know don't keep hours as late as this. Hell, the subway stopped running hours ago. Crime rate might be lower here than most places, but that doesn't mean you can walk around freely in the middle of the night.
It's just for today.
Still a good thing you dropped by here first. I'm not just about to let you walk out here alone, especially not in the middle of the night. Who knows what else could happen? I'm not saying you should go right now, but I could accompany you home if you...
No! Wait, please!
The venomous tension in her voice makes me pause. But it is an instant. In this instant, the mask she's been keeping up for us apart, if only for a short while. Right and there, I understood what she's hiding behind her unfocused stare from the moment she arrived. Fear. Pure, unadulterated fear. It is disturbing to see such marrying her usual upbeat countenance. With a sigh, I crossed the small distance separating us and kneel in front of her. He doesn't even flinch when I do so. However, the way she appears to make her so smaller against the couch is telling enough.
Bella, this ain't just about your coworker, is it? What is it really about? I'm all ears.
The sound of glass shattering ran through the air as soon as she holds on loosens. In the span of a few seconds, her breathing grows labored.
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
She claps her hand over her ears, pressing against the sides of her head. Her voice grew weaker with each word, each plea coming out of her mouth.
Please, please don't leave me alone. I don't want to be alone right now. I can't shake it off. Everywhere's not safe and...
Alright, Isabella. Look at me. Look at me.
My hands are firm on her shoulder when I pull up to look at me. It will take every force of will to ignore the terror in her eyes in favor of taking control of the situation. Too close. Too similar.
Breathe. Breathe. You're safe here. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Stay in the present. I'm here. No one's gonna hurt you. Do you want to talk about it?
The force of which she shakes her head is enough reason to drop the topic altogether.
No more. Please. No more. I don't want to remember anymore.
Kate, no more talking. I won't ask any more. Can I get you anything? Another glass of water? I think I have a tub of that pistachio ice cream you love so much. We're gonna have to clean this mess first. Will you be fine on your own for a little while?
She nods slightly before retreating to herself again. No more words exchanged after that, and I take my cue at exactly the shards littering the floor before one of us get hurt. The quiet hum of the AC is pleasant distraction as I go over to the menu task. More so than her rag draw a breath or my little feeble attempts to tell a quick story or two. But that does the trick. And soon enough she has already drifted off by the time which I return with the promised glass of water. Her chest is rising and falling into a steady rhythm. The strain of her shoulders gone. Frankly, I've never seen her this still. She mumbles something I don't quite catch when I carry her to the empty bed and hugs herself tighter against the mess of the blanket. In spite of the fact she appears relaxed, the small frown on her face hasn't quite disappeared. Whatever happened to her won't be leaving her anytime soon. But for her sake, I hope it won't stay for long with her. There are still questions left to be answered. But the late of the hour, coupled with the sudden exhaustion, made my old couch a more comfortable bed than it typically is. Darkness immediately welcomes me as soon as my head hits my makeshift pillow. I can only wish the dream would keep a distance for now, for both of us. Hey, damn, looks nice. The first few notes were muffled out enough to wake me. In the end, it became one of those nights when sleep passes like a blink and the plague is the vague, fuzzy thoughts. I lift a hand to rub away the drowsiness from my eye, although it does little to relieve the gritty, burning sensation from her eyelids. Outside, the sun has yet to peek over the horizon, but night has already given me a cool morning light, washing everything in the subtle grey hues. At this hour, the entire city remains unstirring. Ordinarily, waking before my own alarm means abusing the snooze button twice or thrice just to catch those precious few extra minutes. But the persistent ring make it impossible now.
This better be good.
Quarterly, I scramble for the bag sitting on the foot of the bed. The ring still hasn't stopped as I fished out the phone. Ash's name flashed brightly on my screen when I turned it on. Must be pretty urgent if he hasn't dropped the call yet.
Took you long enough, Z-Man.
Ashton, it's 6 in the morning. Sun hasn't even risen. Hell, my brain ain't even awake yet. Stop calling me Z-Man.
It's 20 past 6, Zach.
Very nice.
You're one to talk. Give me back my 5 extra minutes, Ash. I want my sleep.
Hey, don't make fun of me. I can be a more person too if I want to.
What's this all really about? You don't usually make calls around this hour. Is the world ending today?
Sorry about that. Becca rang me up a few minutes ago looking for Isabella. Said she didn't show up in her own apartment last night. We both tried calling, but her phone seems to be off. Do you have any idea where...
I should have known you two would come looking for her first thing in the morning.
Not a laughing matter, Zach. You can't really let your guard down with everything that's happened here recently. You've heard about the Cooper wound from the news. Everyone in the precinct has been restless ever since the incident the other day.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Listen, Ash, about Bella.
I let my voice trail off, unsure how to go about recounting last night. If I should say anything to him. He might be a close friend, but at the end of the day, whatever bothering her ain't mine to speak of in the first place. On the bed, Isabella remained still when I transferred her to the night before. Something during her sleep, she pulled the blanket over to herself and tucked it in comfortably. Like this, it's easy to forget the horror in her eyes, or how much her hands, lip trembled. Save her for a firm grip on the edge of the cover, she appears nearly as normal as she would on any other day. Almost.
I'm not really sure how to go about this while being...
Zach, what about her?
Something, the worry, the concern must have surfaced in my tone, because his own shifts then. Careful as if he's the one preparing for the worst.
Look, you don't have to worry about her. She's with me right now. Since last night, in fact.
Oh, why didn't you just say so earlier?
She kinda knocked in the middle of the night. I couldn't possibly wake you two over that. And with how things are when she arrived, I thought it'd be best if I let her rest first. I just wasn't expecting people would be looking for her before the rooster even crows.
You could have at least called her something. Becca's beside herself with worry when she found out. You know how much she frets about the smallest stuff.
I know. I'm sorry. That was a lapse on my part. And I just didn't think... Okay, you know what? Rebecca's worries ain't completely baseless. Isabella hasn't been her usual self since the movie. Maybe even before that. I don't know if I should be opening my mouth about this, but Bella didn't outright say I shouldn't, so...
So something's wrong then?
I'm not quite sure, to be completely honest. I couldn't get the story out of her.
Really? I thought you'd have learned something from me by now.
That's not it. Ash, when she appeared at my doorstep last night, she was shaking, and when I tried to ask her about it, she just panicked. Had this frightened look on her face. I'd be surprised if this was the first time I've seen it, but it ain't. Dude, the first time, she was screaming.
First time? When was this? You weren't talking about the thing in the movie house, are you? Because that was just us fooling around. Granted, I think I went overboard with the joke, but...
No, it happened the day after. When she invited us to lunch, you weren't there. We were walking one second, and then the next, she's crying out. I'll be straight with you. That scared me shitless.
It bothered him, if the way he falls silent after is telling. Whatever his opinion, is to stay absent from his voice when he speaks again. He's always been good with that, hiding what he thinks.
Did she say anything else?
Nothing. Didn't tell me anything aside from a few vague words. I didn't want to push it.
Where is she? Is she still sleeping?
Right here with me, still sleeping. Should I wake her up or something? Let her know you guys are looking for her?
No need. Let her rest. I'll drop by in a few.
Today? Don't you have work at this time? I mean, I can drop her off home myself before meeting my client later.
Look who's talking.
My schedule's flexible, Ash. Last time I checked, you're the one who didn't have that luxury. How on earth do you think I'm able to tag along when you need me?
It's not completely out of the way.
They live on the other side of the town from you, Ash. Your definition of out of the way is a little screwed up, you know.
It's fine. I have some things I need to do anyway. I'll call you back. I've got to let Becca know that Scared Cat's fine. Bye.
He drops the call before I can get a word in, and for several minutes after, I find myself simply listening to the rest of the Luxborn rousers. The increasing sound of passing traffic, the bustle of nearby shops preparing for the day, and the growing glamour of the people while they go about their morning. Not the most soothing sound to hear following a troubled night, but the routine puts me at ease nevertheless. What's comforting, what's safe, what I'm used to. Nearby, Isabella shifts but doesn't wake, blissfully unaware that the city slowly stirs itself back into life. Was her night as restless as the one I had? Were her dreams as lucid? In a hushed moment like this, I envy her. Unreasonable, probably a little unfair to say in such a light of past night. If only forgetting was easy as breathing. A small yawn escapes me when I rise from the couch to stretch. Luckily, the short conversation with Ash effectively driven away any will to go back to bed. I still were there to get through despite the proverbial ghost hanging around. The orange bottle sitting at the edge of my table is reassuring against my palm. The instant I pick it up, a sterile odor of the capsules, especially so. Yet the way they carry is something I've never gotten used to. Years ago, I spent minutes, heck even hours staring at a single pill prior to taking one. Now it's just routine, a way to stave off the unwanted nightly visits. Although I don't think Dr. Navarro would be quite pleased if he finds me I'm relying on them again. I'm still open visit regardless, especially after missing our appointment on purpose and ignoring his calls for weeks. Another sigh comes out, heavy and weary, then I pop a tablet into my mouth.
Zach? What time is it?
The bottom of my hand hits the table with more force than necessary. As much as I trust my friends, there are some things I'd rather keep to myself.
Morning, Bella. Did you sleep well?
She answers the question with a long, drawn-out yawn. One reminiscent of a child. A chuckle managed to come out of my mouth at the sight. In this manner, it's easy to mistake her for someone too young for responsibilities. Oh, she looks so cute! Inexperienced and immature even. Easy to forget she was thrust into the world of an adult earlier than her own dreams can afford. To overlook how surprising and observant she can be at times. Maybe not to the same level Ash exercised for his investigations, or Rebecca needs for her own work, but certainly enough to deftly pull what she sees around her canvas on the canvas. And if her eyes flicker to the table and hand say something, is that I won't be able to avoid the question this time.
Only a little. I don't remember how I ended up on the bed, though.
My doing. You didn't look very comfortable sleeping on the couch, all hunched up like that.
It would have been enough for something temporary. Sorry I stole your bed.
Hey, it doesn't matter. Besides, what kind of gentleman would I be if I leave a lady sleeping in such uncomfortable conditions? Not in this house. My nana will give me a tough scolding if I ever did that, I'm telling you.
Thanks a lot, Zach. I know I barged in at a very inconvenient time last night. I wasn't really thinking when I did, and...
Hey, it's cool, Bella. I ain't mad at you. That's what friends do. You guys are welcome here anytime. Although Ashton abuses the anytime part a lot, I don't really mind. We might have less wiggle room if all four of us are present, considering the size of this place. But as long as no one makes anything explode, it's totally fine.
Fine or not, I still owe you one for last night's trouble, especially since you don't seem to be...
A concerned expression passes over her features as she shares another cursory glance over the table, back to the bottle holding very small piece of what she keeps bad memory at bay. The blood blooming over Pa's heart, the horrified look on Ma's face as she watches him fall lifeless to the ground, and every ounce of spite seeping through the stranger's smile. You don't belong here. You monkeys don't belong here. It never stopped, doesn't it?
Well, you don't seem to be feeling well. let me know, okay? I'll make it up to you somehow.
She makes a slight gesture with her head toward the bottle, asking the question without really asking. Subtlety has never been one of her greatest assets, but right now even Ash would have been a little amazed, if not lost her word at that. She has left up to me whether I give her the response she wants to hear or not. Is this important? I have no idea. Alright, let's... Come on, she's my friend. It's alright to tell the truth. But it's never easy, isn't it? Talking about my own problems, that is. It never will be, not by a long shot. Not when I'm let it stay this way for so long. I realized that long ago. When my wounds are still fresh, the dreams are a nightly occurrence. Can't force yourself to get better or move on to better things. It is what's normal now, and I can only cope. The question is, our eyes might be unwarranted, but simply our curiosity and sincere concern for a friend. I don't owe her an explanation, in fact. When out of all people are close in my life, she's probably one of the very few people who I can trust with this. Maybe she won't understand entirely. I can never hope she will. Never to the full extent. That alone is expecting too much of her, and giving too much of what I can. However, for all her shortcomings, I know she'll hear me out. And that is all I can ask of her.
My bad. I was kinda hoping you wouldn't have seen me with these.
The pill rattles lightly against the counter when I gently set it back to its usual place. Always a small area closest to my laptop, near the right hand. Within reach or another, and a quite small reminder of what I shouldn't miss every day.
What? Oh, is it bad? I was just thinking that maybe it's a cold like Becca's. Do you need me to get anything from the store? Soup or something? There's one nearby, right? I can run real quick and...
No, nothing of that sort. I'm perfectly healthy right now. It's really difficult to say, but... Can you promise me you'll listen at least?
What is this about, Zach?
I should have been upfront with you about this a long time ago. Well, Ashton found out without me telling him anything. But you already know how that guy is. Can't hide anything from him.
If it's something you're having trouble saying, you don't have to force yourself to tell me. I'll forget I ever saw anything and won't ask questions. Promise.
No, I need to get this off my chest eventually. Besides, we're already here. Might as well finish what I started, yeah?
If you say so.
She takes a seat on the couch, her posture easy and open, her smile honest. And as if this is some simple walk between two friends on a regular day. It's far from one, but her unreserved air is enough to stamp down the twinge of uneasy that threatened to come up.
Let's hear it then.
And she does. True to her word, she listens to the story what spills out my mouth of Ma and Pa, that little old dun across the pond of what is left to me that day. I can't recall most of it now. My own account jagged with a few missing details here and there. The past years have eroded most of my recollection of the whole incident. Or except for that one moment in the kitchen. The ringing of gunshots are as vivid as it sounded that day. Even Ma's hysterical scream the moment Pa's body hit the floor, motionless, his live blood flowing out from under him. And the gunman. He was smiling. Oh my god, you son of a bitch. He was smiling when Pa opened the door to welcome him. He was smiling when he put bullet through Pa's chest and Ma's head. Oh my god, what the fuck? I've the stories of how the world can be a cruel place for people like us before. I never believed that to that moment.
Nan and Gran took us right after that. Sis and I flew straight to New Jersey as soon as they heard the news. A few days after, Ma and Pa were laid to rest. and we have a new home a continent away. I didn't even get the chance to take my favorite pillow with me. They said something about the change of environment will be good for us. They had no idea the different kind of ghosts would follow me here.
I expected questions, but mostly those brimming with childlike curiosity, and maybe some that are a little too hard to answer. But to her credit, she just sat there, lent her ears, and looked at me with no expectations or unnecessary judgment in her eyes. She appeared wiser and older like this, easier to see the breadwinner in her. Her younger siblings are lucky to have her. When I'm done, after everything's been said, she wrapped up her arms around me, a bit awkward considering the gap of our height, but it gets her sentiment across. But it's difficult to answer in this kind. If I'm supposed to reciprocate the gesture given my earlier apprehension, he pulled away slowly with a smile on her face. Not the reaction I've raised myself for, but it's obviously better than what I imagined.
Are you not gonna say anything?
Am I supposed to say anything after? Like, apologize or something? I don't think that's very appropriate, but if you want to hear one, I can think of something real quick.
Not really. Other people have something to say after usually. And they're not necessarily nice either.
Oh? Okay then. I won't. I can't think of something anyway. Sorry. I'm not very good with this. Who else knows?
My older sister, grandparents, and just Ash and you for now. Maybe I think I should tell Rebecca too, but...
But not right now?
Yeah, not right now. When I'm ready. Like today.
I'm sure she'll be willing to hear you out once you do.
I don't doubt she will. I'm more afraid of how she'll react after. One step at a time, yeah? Whew! Surprisingly, it feels good to get that one out my chest. I was a little afraid you'd be angrier. I didn't tell you earlier than today.
I'm not angry. I'm just surprised. You didn't look like it. I wouldn't have suspected. I suppose that's how it often is, isn't it? We all have our... what's the word Becca uses? Inner demons? But this is something personal to you. I understand why you'd rather have a few people know.
That too. Well, these past few weeks haven't been easy for you. I didn't want to add that. Not after last night.
Something passes in her face, brief, fleeting, and disappears well before I can recognize what it is.
You okay?
Yep, no worries. I'll be fine. Look, about last night... Never mind. This isn't a good time. But don't lose sleep over this, alright? What's important is you got what you want to say out. And if you need me, I'll be here.
I should feel relief. Her words are more than reassuring to my ears. There should be comfort in hearing this alone, knowing that I have another person to rely on if things ever go bad. But somehow, I feel myself worrying more for her instead. I'll make another attempt to get the story out of her if I can. But this is a dance I know too well. With her, I doubt forcing her to say something would yield any results. As much as I want to imitate Ash, there's only so much I can ask that will result in something a little over disastrous. I bet she's talking to me until a week passes. At worst, I'd rather not risk it. I've never seen her angry. Outright annoyed, maybe, often directed at Ash, but never furious. What do they say again about the happy spirit when angered? Besides, it's unfair for her to after our little chat.
So, food then?
She seemed relieved at the recent change of subject, as if she was simply waiting for it to cure all this time. Her stomach rumbles at the mention of food. Rather loud, as a matter of fact.
Alrighty, Missy. We're going to get some chow now. Better be quick, though. Can't have your stomach starting a revolution on us here.
Don't make fun of me! I'm not that hungry! Maybe a little. I didn't think I'd end up skipping dinner last night.
And now we have one starved stomach protesting. Sorry it'll be nothing fancy, since I'm a little low on stocks. I I should probably drop by the grocery store after the meeting this afternoon.
I can make a quick run for you if you want.
Nah, I've got enough to put together something nice here. Maybe. I could always improvise if we're missing an ingredient or two. It ain't like we're going for a Michelin 3-star status here. Also, didn't I say you're a guest? Is this a Filipino thing? Or just Rebecca rubbing off on you?
Neither. The answer is neither. Because if she stays idle, she'll remember something.
On second thought, I might need a little help slicing up the potatoes while I prep the ham. You up for that?
What? Do you think instant noodles are all I'm about? I'll have you know, I can cook a mean paella with my eyes closed. All my siblings love it.
Damn, what the fuck?
Sure you can. Come on. I think I know what we'll do with those spare ingredients.
Hey. Despite the massive effort to keep the mood live with the small chatter, cooking ends up being mostly quite a fair. Between us, the consistent clapping of the knife against the board and a muffled noise from the television I left running, words have become surprisingly difficult to string together. Not entirely unusual. We've had moments like this before, but definitely unnerving how things are now. I really wish someone else would come knocking at the door. As pleasant as this, breaking the ice or keeping a conversation going has never been my forte. That has always been Isabella or Rebecca's department. Sometimes Ash, although most of his coming from over embarrassing. Think of the guy, he never did call back, and I'm willing to bet my entire yearly salary that he fell right back into sleep after that call.
Sorry, Bella, could you...
Yep, I got it. The potatoes are almost ready, by the way. I turned down the heat just in case. You might want to check on them, though. Hold on, I'll be right there. Sheesh, wait up. If you keep rapping at the door like that, you'll break it down. Ash.
Oh, good. You're awake.
What? Ash has already woken himself in when I take my eyes away from the oven. He's never been really keen with the notion of courtesies after his warm up to you, this guy. All 13 of my locks he broke can attest to that. What the hell? He's a good fellow though. Maybe a tad of a standoff-ish at first glance, but he's trustworthy.
Don't you have work today?
I could ask the same of you. Hey, Izzy, man.
You're late. Something came up? You need to drop the Z-Man. It's getting old.
Sorry, I got caught with something at the precinct on the way here. Had to attend to that first before things got out of hand. I'd tell you about it, but you know how it can be with those kinds of things. Later, maybe.
And you're here because...
What? I'm not allowed to say hello?
I doubt you're here because of that. And you're not answering my question.
Ah, my bad. Forgot to mention that. He called earlier looking for you. Rebecca's worried because you didn't come home last night.
You could have called my cell instead.
You weren't picking up. Anyway, I'd really hate to cut this little get-together short, but I need to be somewhere else. Come on, Isabella, let's get you home. I'll drop you off on the way.
Wait, we're going now?
He lightly claps a hand over her arms and begins ushering her out of the apartment, throwing a casual wave at me as they pass. Isabella, on the other hand, doesn't appear to farm the idea. And sure enough, before they can even cross the threshold, she put a firm foot down, the force alone enough to hold them both to catch the taller man off guard. It would have made a funny picture. The way Ash almost crashed into her and Isabella kept him and indignant power over her shoulder. Surprise and confusion are in his face at once. Two things that are rarely ever grace if he can help it. A rare moment even for our small group. Only if I have my camera with me. Dang!
What is it?
Zach cooked something.
If it's just food, I'll get you something on the way back.
But the food! It's Zach's cooking. Real delicious food that actually tastes like food. At least stay and have a bite, please. Zach, help me here.
These two, whenever they're in the same room, sometimes it feels like a herding group of unruly kids instead of talking to two mature adults. One moment they engage in a pleasant chit-chat, and the next they're bickering over a minor issue. Frankly, if I didn't know any better, I have had an overreactive imagination. If I said something, there's something going on. Never mind how utterly impossible that idea is. Or it might just be me reading too much into things like always. I can already hear Ash laughter if I so much suggest such. Alright, I'm gonna end it here, guys. Whew, pretty cool, I guess. Yeah, alright, thanks for watching. Bye bye.